Bias means our judgments based on personal point of view. As the keyword, when we say biases, they are based on personal point of view. Or in Tagalog, personal mong pananaw sa isang bagay. So we will discuss it later on. Next is propaganda. So when we say propaganda, it refers to the spreading of information or pagpakalat ng impormasyon sa bagay and rumors that is meant to make people accept them. So when we say propaganda in Tagalog, kinukumbinsi mo ang ibang tao sa isang ideya or information. So another keyword so that you can remember propaganda is, okay, in Tagalog, when we say bias, it means may kinikilingan. Propaganda on the other hand in Tagalog is may layuning mag-impluwensya. Again, propaganda means may layuning mag-impluwensya. For example, the propaganda movement of the Philippines wanted Filipinos to want reforms. Or in Tagalog, yung kilusang propaganda nila Jose Rizal ay gustong kumbinsihin ang mga Pilipino na gustuhin magkaroon ng reforma laban sa Espanya. Again, bias in Tagalog. Bias in Tagalog is sariling pananaw, personal point of view, and propaganda is spread information. So our first kind of bias and propaganda is bandwagon. So what do we mean by bandwagon? It is the attracted to use a product or join an activity because everyone is doing it. What's the keyword? Everyone. So what do we mean by bandwagon in Tagalog? So bandwagon in Tagalog is gawin mo dahil ginagawa ng lahat. O ang ginagawang pangkukumbinsi sa iyo ay ginagawa ng lahat, bakit hindi mo rin nagawin? Again, bandwagon, everyone. The keyword is everyone. Everyone is doing it, so you should do it too. Let's look at examples. Number 1. John likes to read and would rather do that than play sports. His friends make fun of him and tell him that reading is for nerds. John stops reading so much and starts to play sports more. So in this story, John likes to read. But who doesn't like to read? His friends. So why did John stop reading? Because his friends made fun of him. Or in Tagalog, hindi na malilig magbasa si John ng libro dahil yung iba niyang kaibigan, or in English, every one of his friends was playing sports. Therefore, he played sports as well. Or lahat ng kaibigan niya naglalaro ng sports at wala sa kanila nagbabasa. So ang ginawa ni John, hindi na siya nagbabasa, naglalaro na lang siya ng sports. Next, let's look at number 2. Number 2, buy Head and Shoulders shampoo. Everyone who uses it says that their hair was never cleaner than now. So this is a type of a commercial. So it says here in the commercial, why do you want to buy Head and Shoulders? Because everyone who uses it, ibig sabihin sa Tagalog, lahat to nung gumagamit nito ay lumilinis ang kanilang buhok. Again, number 1. Okay, the text number 1. Every one of John's friends was playing sports. So si John naglaro din ng sports. Number 2, buy Head and Shoulders because everyone, that's the keyword, everyone is doing it. Okay, our next kind of propaganda is plain folks. So what is plain folks? It uses ordinary people as endorsers to show that the product is being used by usual persons. Okay, so what we mean by this is you should use the product because the ordinary people is using it. So what's the keyword? Keyword is ordinary people and you. For example, you are an example of an ordinary people. It doesn't use celebrities, politicians, or anyone else. It is the normal person. Sa Tagalog, normal, pinapakita ng produkto na normal na tao ang gumagamit ng produkto. Let's look at some examples. Okay, let's look at the number 1 example. This electric fan is assembled for you to feel the ambience of nature. feel the breeze of natural air within the corners of your home. So, who is this targeting? Sino tina-target ng commercial? Okay, it is you. What are you? You are a ordinary person, or you are an example of a plain folk. So number 1 is an example of plain folks. Why? Again, because it is targeting you. Ayan, may salitang because it has the word you. Now let's talk number 2. Mark was once a normal pupil, but after drinking green tea every day, he is now an honor pupil. Now, who is Mark? According to the sentence, Mark is a normal pupil or a plain folk, plain pupil. So it says here that Mark is a normal pupil, but after drinking green tea, he is now an honor pupil. It is using the fact that Mark is a normal pupil, but after drinking green tea, he is now an honor pupil. Again, the meaning of propaganda is to convince or to spread information. Sa Tagalog, mangumbinse. So the commercial is convincing you to drink green tea by saying that Mark was a normal pupil, but he became an honor pupil. Now, the next type of propaganda or bias is testimonial. So what is testimonial? You are convinced to use a product because it is endorsed or confirmed by a well-known personality or celebrity. So when we say well-known personality or celebrity, these are famous people. For example, celebrities, politicians, athletes, actors and actresses, and artists. So what's the keyword? Well-known personality or celebrity. Meaning if you see the word actor, actress, celebrity, well-known personality, or the name or pangalan ng sikat na tao, it is testimonial. Let's talk some examples. Number 1, Stephen Curry, a well-known basketball player, says that Vivo is the best smartphone he has ever used. Okay, so who's the well-known personality in this sentence? Okay, it is Stephen Curry. What is Stephen Curry saying? That Vivo is the best smartphone he has ever used. Okay, let's look at number 2. Juan Cruz, a famous actor, says Copico will always keep you awake while at work. So, who's the celebrity here? Juan Cruz. What is he trying to say? That Copico is the best. He uses Copico to keep you awake at work. So, they use Tagalog, ginagamit nila ang sikat na tao para palabasin na yung product ay maganda. Their product or service is good. Again, that is what kind of propaganda or bias? Testimonial. Let's look at the next kind of bias and propaganda. So we have name calling. So what is name calling? Persuades you to avail the product or service because of the negative, that's a keyword, negative image it creates against another product or service. So what do you mean by that in Tagalog? So pag sinabi nating name calling, yan ang keyword, negative image, ibig sabihin ay pinapalabas na yung kalaban nila na produkto or serbisyo ay pangit kumpara sa product mo. Let's look at some examples. O yan, in Tagalog, sinasabihin ng hindi magagandang bagay ang iba. So let's look at some examples. Okay, number 1. In a speech to another congressman, Mr. Cruz called his opponent a crocodile. So what did Mr. Cruz call the congressman, who is another congressman? Okay, he called him a crocodile. Let's look at the second example. Taste our original hamburger. Unlike, that's a keyword, unlike, or Tagalog, unlike means hindi katulad ng iba. Unlike other hamburgers which use chemicals in preparing the products, our hamburgers are bigger and tastier. So what is it saying? That the hamburgers of other companies they use chemicals, unlike our hamburgers which are bigger and tastier. So again, what kind of propaganda is that? Okay, that is name calling. You are calling another product or service negative things. Tinatawagan mo ng masasamang bagay ang iba para pataasin ang imahe ng product. So let's look at the next kind is glittering generality. Again, glittering generality. So what's glittering generality? You are overwhelmed by vague sweeping statements that usually come in slogans. Or simple catchphrases. So we can assume that everyone knows what slogans mean. For example, what's the slogan in that picture? The slogan is creamy, dreamy, icy, chocolatey. Okay, what are the keywords? Slogans and catchphrases. O in Tagalog, ito yung tagline. Alam naman siguro lahat kung yung slogan. Okay, so ginagamit nila yon para maalala mo yung kanilang produkto. For example, the McDonald's one, creamy, dreamy, icy, chocolatey. That's the slogan they use to advertise their ice cream. Let's look at some examples. Use BDO as your bank because in BDO, we find ways. What is the slogan for BDO? We find ways. So that is an example of glittering generality. Let's look at the second example. Visit SM Malls. We've got it all for you. Again, what is the slogan for SM Malls? Okay, we've got it all for you. So that is the slogan that they use to convince you to go to SM Malls. We find ways is the slogan they use to make you use BDO. BDO is a bank. Let's look at the next kind of bias or propaganda. So the next one is technical jargon. So what do we mean by technical jargon? It uses unfamiliar or highly technical terms to impress, confuse, or deceive customers. So what do we mean by technical jargon? When we say jargon, it means these are words that are long, or in Tagalog, mahaba at mahirap intindihin. That is why the keyword there is unfamiliar. Unfamiliar in Tagalog ay hindi familiar, hindi normal. Now let's look at some examples for technical jargon. Oh yeah, okay there. In Tagalog, gumagamit ng mga salitang mahirap intindihin. Okay, let's look at some examples. Number 1, Yakult with Lactobacilli shirota strain is good for your tummy. Now, do you know what Lactobacilli shirota is? No. So that is an example of a technical jargon. Look at the word. It is also very long. It is meant to confuse you. Or in Tagalog, gusto kang lituhin kasi hindi mo nga alam kung ano ibig sabihin na. Okay, so next, number 2. Let's see number 2. You should eat tomatoes every day because they are rich in high-powered antioxidants, beta-carotene. Now, what is high-powered antioxidants, beta-carotene? Can you answer? Okay, no, because that is an example of a technical jargon. They use long and complicated words to convince you. Tagalog, gusto ka nilang lituhin gamit ang mga words na hindi sa iyo pamilyar. Okay, so let's look at the next kind. Number 7 is appeal to fear. Now, from the word itself, fear, what does fear mean? Okay, tinatakot. So let's look at what appeal to fear is. Scares or frightens customers so that they will either patronize or avoid the product or service. So they use fear for either 1, para gamitin yung produkto mo, or 2, para ilayo ka sa produkto ng ibang product. So what's the keyword? Keyword is scare or frighten. Again, when scare, when an advertisement or text is scaring you or frightening you, tinatakot ka, that is appeal to fear. Let's look at the example picture. I won't wear a helmet, it makes me look stupid. So what does it fear? Okay, sa Tagalog, tinatakot kayo na magsuot ng helmet. Why? Kaya pinapakita na you might get a head injury if you don't wear a helmet. So that's an example of appeal to fear. Okay, let's look at the examples. So number 1, cigarette smoking is dangerous to your health. It may result to cancer and other respiratory illnesses. So from the type of propaganda, again, it is appeal to fear. Tagalog, pananakot. So for example, number 1, the product that they want you to avoid o yung produkto na gusto nilang iwasan is cigarette. Now, according to the advertisement, why is cigarette dangerous? Because it may result to cancer. Another example is number 2. People who uses Green Cross alcohol doesn't get any illness unlike people who don't. So according to number 2 is, though the people who use Green Cross don't get illness, or in Tagalog, yung mga tao daw na gumagamit ng alcohol ay hindi nagkakasakit unlike the people who don't, or hindi katulad ng mga tao na hindi gumagamit ng alcohol. So that is again appealing to fear, or they are scaring you. Tinatakot kayo na iwasan ang isang produkto. Next is powerful words. So what is powerful words? Okay, so powerful words, it uses either pleasant or hideous sounds to either lure or drive people away from something. So our keyword here is pleasant or hideous sound. So when we say pleasant sound, in Tagalog, it usually means magandang pakinggan. Hideous sounds, on the other hand, is hindi magandang pakinggan. Let's look at the example. So for the commercial for Pantene on the picture, it says, turn dry hair into brittle, soft, shiny hair. So the words that they are using to advertise the product is petal soft and shining hair. So those words are an example of pleasant words. So let's look at some other examples. Okay, so number 1, shampoo commercials saying soft, silky, shiny hair to convince the audience to patronize the products. So just like what I said earlier, it uses words that sound good to your ear. In this case, the words are soft, silky, and shiny. Let's look at another example. This vitamin will truly make you healthy, fit, and strong. Once you take this daily, you will experience unexplainable energy. So the keywords for number 2 is healthy, fit, and strong. So do you want to be healthy? Yes. Do you want to be fit? Yes. Do you want to be strong? Yes. So those 3 are examples of powerful words, or to be exact, they are pleasant. Sa Tagalog, magandang pakinggan yung mga salita. And now let us recap all the kinds of biases and propagandas that we have discussed. So from the top, we have bandwagon. What is bandwagon again? Because everyone is doing it. Sa Tagalog, gawin mo, gawa ng ginagawa ng lahat. Plain folks, it appeals to ordinary people and you, because you too are an ordinary people or a plain folk. In Tagalog, ordinaryong tao kasama ikaw. Next is testimonial. So testimonial, they use well-known personalities or celebrities. In Tagalog, gumagamit ng mga sikat na tao. Next, name calling. It uses a negative image against another product. Tagalog, nagbibigay ng masamang pangalan sa ibang produkto. Next is glittering generality. Glittering generality, the keyword is slogans or catchphrases. They use slogans. For example, the example earlier, for SM Malls, the slogan was, or the slogan or the catchphrase was, we got it all for you. Next, technical jargon. It uses unfamiliar or highly technical terms, or in Tagalog, gumagamit ng mga salitang hindi maiintindihan ng ordinaryong tao. Next is appeal to fear. So appeal to fear scares or frightens customers. So like I said earlier, they use fear. In Tagalog, tinatakot kayo para iwasan or gamitin ang isang produkto or one product. And the last is powerful words. They use pleasant or hideous sound. So pleasant, for example, the example earlier, strong, soft, silky, smooth. They use pleasant words or mga salitang magandang pakinggan in order to entice you to their product or para makumbinsi kayo sa kanilang produkto or serbisyo. Okay, let us answer your learning task 3. Okay, let's look at number 1. Number 1, this vitamin will truly make you healthy, fit, and strong. Once you take this daily, you will experience unexplainable energy. So what are you waiting for? Buy now and take it. Now, let's look at the sentence. Now, is there any pleasant words? What are the pleasant words that you are seeing? Okay, healthy, fit, and strong. In Tagalog, maganda silang pakinggan. So, what kind of propaganda uses pleasant words? Magandang pakinggan na salita. Again, what type of propaganda uses pleasant words? Okay, that is powerful words. Again, number 1. Why? Because it uses pleasant words. What are the pleasant words? Healthy, fit, and strong. So that is why number 1 is powerful words. Now, let's look at number 2. A famous actress said, in each break, take this smooth and creamy coffee. Now, from the keyword itself, famous. What does famous mean in Tagalog? Okay, sikat. Now, and actress. Actress means, okay, celebrity or in Tagalog, artista. So, what kind of propaganda uses famous people? Okay, again, what propaganda uses famous people or well-known personalities? Okay, that is number 2 is an example of what kind of propaganda? Okay, very good. Number 2 is testimonial. Why is number 2 testimonial? Because it uses what again? Famous people or well-known personality. Now let's look at number 3. Choco-Hay is the best energy drink in the market. Take it and boost your energy. Now, is there any pleasant words in the sentence or in the sentences? No, there are no pleasant words. It only says that Choco-Hay is the best energy drink. Now, is it talking to someone? Who is it talking to? May kinakausap by number 3? Okay, who is it talking to? It is talking to you. Tagalog, ikaw ang kinakausap ng commercial. Bilhin mo daw ang Choco-Hay. So, what type of propaganda uses you? Ginagamit ikaw. Okay, very good. That is what kind of propaganda again? Plain folks. Again, it is plain folks. Why is it plain folks? Because it uses normal people, just like you. That's another keyword, you. Now let's look at number 4. Our services are really great. Unlike ordinary taxi, you are safe with us. Now let's look at the sentence. Do you see any pleasant words? Magandang pakinggan na salita? Okay, there really isn't. Wala talaga. So, it only says that our service are really great. Now, the keyword here is unlike. Again, the keyword here is unlike. What do you mean by unlike in Tagalog when you use it in a sentence? Okay, it means hindi katulad ng iba. So what the sentence is saying is, use our service unlike the others because you are safe with us. In Tagalog, gamitin mo ang aming serbisyo, hindi katulad ng ibang taxi, sa amin kayo ay ligtas. So what it's doing is, it gives a negative image. Binibigyan ng negatibo o mas hindi magandang imahe ang ibang product or service. So what kind of propaganda is that? It gives a negative image. What type of propaganda uses negative image? Okay, that is, begins with the letter N, name calling. Again, what's number 4? Name calling. Now let's look at number 5. Number 5, let's all read. Visit and spend your summer in the 100 Islands in Alaminos City, Pangasinan. a place like a paradise for you and your family. So buy 2 tickets and get 1 free. Join thousands of tourists who have been there thrice or more. Now, what is the keyword here? Okay, there are 2 possible answers, but one is the most correct. Okay, the keyword here is join thousands of tourists. Again, the keyword is join thousands of tourists. Now, when it says that, what does it mean? Sumali, in Tagalog, join thousands of tourists. Sumali ka kasi madami nang pumunta dito, or everyone who went here. What kind of propaganda uses everyone, or it uses a group? In Tagalog, gawin mo kasi ginagawa ng iba. In this case, join the thousands of tourists. What kind of propaganda is that? Okay, that is bandwagon. Again, what is it? It is bandwagon. Why is it bandwagon? Because it says, o sinasabi dito na, madami nang pumunta dito, pumunta ka na rin. Or join us because there are thousands of tourists here. So that is an example of bandwagon. Now for 6 to 10, you will answer it yourselves. Now let's do a quick review of 6 to 10. So number 6, it says, famous actor, for my family, I'll always give the best tasting chicken. So what's the keyword? Okay, the keyword here is famous actor. Now, what kind of propaganda uses famous actor? They use famous or well-known personalities or celebrities. Okay, next, let's look at number 7. Use this alcohol and you can be protected against COVID-19. Who is it? Is the sentence talking to someone? May kinakausap ba in number 7? Look closely, that's number 7. Next, the keyword for number 7 is be protected. Now let's look at number 8. Come and join us in the upcoming concert of the best Pinoy band in the country. Most people like them. Be one of their guests. Hurry and buy your ticket now. Let us celebrate love and music together. Now the keyword here is most people. Again, the keyword is most people. And be one of their guests. In Tagalog, sumali ka sa ibang guests. Be one of their guests. What kind of propaganda uses that? Lots of people. What kind of propaganda uses uses lots of people or everyone? What kind of propaganda is that? Everyone. It says most people, everyone like them. Okay, let's look at number 9. So number 9, create videos and upload them to YouTube. You can earn through your videos, unlike other apps where you can only earn likes. So the keyword here is unlike. Again, the keyword for this sentence is unlike. It says here, unlike other apps, or in Tagalog, hindi katulad ng ibang apps. So what kind of propaganda is that? It gives a negative image. Nagbibigay ng hindi magandang imahe sa ibang produkto. What kind of propaganda is that? And last, for number 10, visit and spend your long weekend in Baguio City, a place like no other. Enjoy your vacation at the summit of the Cordilleras. Savor our special delicacies. Experience our flower festival. Avail our limited promo of 2,000 pesos per head for a 3-day, 2-night trip. There are still few remaining slots. So the keyword here is your. Again, the keyword is your, meaning that the advertisement is talking to you. Kinakausap ka. What kind of propaganda is that? It uses you, who is a normal person. So that's it. answer 6 to 10 because I already said 1 to 5, and that's all. So goodbye.